Michael Carrick might be arrested next season if he does this thing, because we cannot keep on continuing this circle over and over and over again. Even yourself, you are supposed to be tired of this. Like, you are supposed to be completely tired, because this is how all managers have been behaving, and it has not turned out good at all. Now, come with me. Let me give you the full story. Now, if you look at almost all Manchester United managers in the last decade, there's one thing or one problem all of them has had, which is being sentimental, right? That's one problem all of them has had. Okay, let me give you an example. This is not too far away. Let me give you an example. Look, I take Ole as like as an example here. You see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. When we bought Van der Beek for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Van der Beek was never poor for Manchester United. Never. Go and check it out. He was never poor for Manchester United. But somehow, it just seems that Ole didn't just like this boy. Even in this boy's debut game for Manchester United, whereby we're losing, I think we're losing, was it 3-0 to Brighton? Is that 3-0 to Brighton also? We're losing that game. And he just threw him, I go there, just go. What happened? This guy entered his score. Gave Manchester United the only goal of that game. Right? Okay, let me now give you another example. How many of you remember that comeback we did, whereby Southampton was winning us 2-0? They now did a comeback and won 3-2 when Cavani scored like header, flying header, all those stuff. The person that orchestrated that comeback was Van der Beek, right? He has never been proposed. Somehow, Ole didn't just like him. And what happened? From there, that guy's career passed spoil and we sold him, right? Now, let me give you the one that's very close to home. Is, you see, Ten Hag, right? Now, you see, Ten Hag for this one, I will never forgive Ten Hag. I will never forgive Ten Hag for this particular one, which is, you see, there's one player that Ten Hag fumbled. That currently that player is still in our club. I'm not talking about Ahmad. Because Ahmad's story, let's leave Ahmad's story. I'm not talking about Ahmad. One particular player that Ten Hag fumbled, which is to be Koila. Now, if you see the Euros that was played in 2024, that same season we did our after the Euros we're doing preseason. In fact, during the Euros we're doing preseason and the rest. And Toby Koila balled out in preseason. Like, this guy gathered confidence, gathered fitness, gathered full momentum entering into the new season. But what happened next will shock you, which is immediately the preseason just finished. Kobe Milo came back from Euros, and what happened? This guy Ten Hag dropped Toby Koila. Somebody that had a perfect preseason, built enough momentum, balled out massively, that everybody said that this guy should be the starter for the beginning of the season. Right? What happened? Immediately our first game. In fact, it was not even our first game. Immediately, I think we played Carabao Cup, not Carabao Cup, Community Shield. He started Mino, and it was showing that Baba Mino is not ready. He was not fit enough to play that game. But he started Mino. Even our first game of the season, he started Mino, which Mino was never supposed to start. The person that was supposed to start, that ended it, was Toby Koila. But no, he gave it to Mino, and that affected Manchester United's season big time. Now, fast forward to this preseason. Now, that is one mistake Michael Carrick shouldn't make. You see that our first game of the season, I don't want to hear that somebody is starting ahead of Messi Mount in that game. Not at all. I don't want to hear that, because now look at Messi Mount, look at Andre Santos, look at the kind of mad momentum these guys has built in the past 3 games. The momentum, the confidence that these guys has built, readiness. Then let's say Kobe Mino comes back and Suleiman's come back, you now drop them for you to start Kobe Mino. See, if he does that, I'll just say, Baba, you are just sentimental. Kobe is just your favorite player, and you just want to make sure that you must use him, even though that these guys deserve the stats, right? So that's one thing he should not do, because if he does that, it is going to tell on our team, affect all those players mentally, maybe cause dressing room problem, because they feel that we deserve this spot. At least give us a chance to prove or to improve. You get, before you now say, okay, you know what, Kobe Mino, go. You are better than these guys. Because like this now, you could clearly see that Kobe Mino doesn't have a preseason. And before them Kobe Mino, then Tillermans will join us, right? How many games are they going to play before they can get match fitness? Because our next game, if I'm not mistaken, our next game is PSG. After PSG, AC Milan. And in that PSG game, you will not tell me now that Carrick will want to drop Andrew Santos and Mount. He will not drop them. So which means that this Andrew Santos and Mount, we have like a back-to-back starts, which is stretching to, I think we have played Rosenborg, we have played Wrexham, we have played Atlantic Atletico Madrid, which is 3 games straight. So if he plays PSG, it will be 4 games straight, right? I'm very sure he will start these 2 guys against PSG. So which means that they will have 4 games straight. Now, how many preseason is remaining? How many preseason is remaining? So how many minutes do you want to give Kobe Mainu to pick up fitness or to gather more momentum than what Missy Mount and Andrew Santos has already gathered? Now, are you seeing where I'm coming from? So Michael Carrick should not continue the same mistake other managers has been making. If not, it is going to be a problem for us.